tell you, it's great to be home. I don't believe I ever actually said good morning, so good morning. Please excuse the dehumidifier. It absolutely needs to be on because while we were away, our wall grew some mold, and I'm gonna behave myself and not be too much of a dick, but I just want to tell my in-laws if they're watching, I told you so, because they're constantly gaslighting us into saying that it's basically our fault that there's mold on the wall. They're always blaming my husband's computer because it generates, heat and humidity or whatever because we don't leave our door open. But here we were gone for 2 weeks. There was nobody in this room that I'm aware of. Well, somebody did come in this room. That's a whole other thing. But I don't think they even turned our dehumidifier on at all since we were away. So there's some mold growth on the wall. So it is not our fault. It has to do with the fact that there's no insulation in this room. And that the wall is freezing cold and then they turn the heat on. But I digress. So it is currently January 7th. It's Tuesday. And we're finally in the year 2025. And I can't believe we're already 7 days in. It feels like we just got home. And I'm not excited about it. Hopefully this year just it gets better at some point. I don't know. But I'm currently editing the vlog footage since, like I said, there's a lot. But I'm also like bouncing around the visa paperwork. I just got onto the UK visa website and I'm looking at all that stuff. The nice thing about it is that you can work on it a little bit at a time and save your progress. You don't have to do everything all at once. So I'm just setting that up now because throughout this week I'll just look at it and get it done. So I just wanted to say good morning. I do want to jump into this stuff because my husband keeps like kind of nagging, not really nagging, but he's like, when are you going to do that? When are you going to do that? And I'm like, well, you're not going to do it. So shut up. Sorry, I'm just in sort of a mood. My father-in-law's home. So that's a thing. And the dog, of course, is barking and it's a whole thing. But anyway, I got to do, so excuse me. Again, excuse the dehumidifier, but I'm done filling out but not submitting the application. I have to gather my documents, make sure I have everything, and that's going to take a while. My visa's good until March, so we have quite a bit of time. But like there were some things on there that were like, oh, you need to submit your old passport. And I was like, oh my god, do I even have my old passport? I do, but I'm freaking out. I think everything else is pretty straightforward. Like it's just documents like employer documents, stuff from his mom, the house deed. I'm hoping we can get a copy of that or something. But everything's pretty straightforward as far as that goes. I have to do indefinite leave to remain first, and then I can go and submit a form for UK citizenship. It's annoying. Guess how much the application fee is? £2,885. And that's to get a decision within 6 months of applying, which I'm like, that's a really long time. Or we could get the super priority service, which is £3,885. And it says most people get a decision by the end of the next working day after attending their biometrics appointment. Imagine you get your decision and it's like not the one you wanted. You're out another grand just because you chose the speedy priority thing. I think I'll take my chances. We've never had any issues with it taking very, very long. Most people have gotten it within a couple of weeks, so I'm not too worried about it, but my god, it is wild. My hair is crazy, I'm crazy. When I tell you I didn't miss it here, I wasn't lying. I'm not even 110% sure you actually heard any of that, but that was the dog barking outside. Just because. It is flippin' freezing over here. It is so cold. Yesterday there was all sorts of ice on the road and my husband didn't make it to work because his car got stuck out front. So he called into work and said he was going to try and make it in, but he just never ended up making it in because he couldn't even move his car back. His wheels weren't getting any traction on the ice outside, which I was like, well, shoot. I was maybe going to try and go to the gym yesterday, but also at the same time, not really, because Monday I went in to talk to the personal trainer and did a workout without properly warming up, and my legs are a toast. They're fried. And it's Thursday now, and I don't even think I'm going to go to the gym today because it is so painful to walk. My quads just hurt so bad. I'm waiting now because it's mid-morning, and my mother-in-law's home, so inevitably the the vacuum will be run at some point today because it hasn't been run in the last couple days, and you know how it is. So I've been working on the part 1 of the vlog because there's gonna be at least 2 parts, maybe 3, because there's a lot of footage that I have from vacation, and there's just, there's a lot of catch up happening as far as the editing goes. My social media I need to start looking into more. I did some visa paperwork, I think on Tuesday or something like that. Yesterday I didn't do any vlogging. I didn't do any work whatsoever because my husband was home. So what I ended up doing was cooking a lot. I made chili, and gosh, guys, I really miss having a kitchen to just work in without interruption. Like yesterday was so nice, not having anybody home except for my brother-in-law because he's always home, but he didn't end up waking up till like 4 p.m. So yeah, it was really nice, just my husband and I feeling like we're a married couple in our own house. It felt really, really nice. I did notice, and I told my husband this, and I ended up putting a little excerpt in the vlog, text-wise. I don't feel tired over here. Like, I feel tired, but it's mostly just stress and exhaustion. But like, do you know when you're really sleepy and your eyes get really tired? I never get that over here. I can't remember the last time where I was like that, over here. Back home though, the first maybe day or two, I noticed that. I was like, it's 11 p.m. and I can't keep my eyes open. Like, I have to sleep. And that was kind of the norm over there because we would spend all day just living and not trying to be on high alert constantly because of all the crap that goes on here. It was nice to just live for once. And sorry, it's a lot. It's just a lot. So I was looking into everything, and it looks like we're gonna have to wait until maybe March to actually finalize the visa stuff because one, it's expensive. We have the money saved, but if we can just save for a little bit longer. I also want to make sure that I am, like, the UK visa is so stingy with their timelines and stuff like that. There's like there's no help. They don't, it's so crap. I really wish one of these people who came up with the online application and form would actually sit down and take it themselves, because it makes absolutely no sense when you actually take it. So there's a timeline you have to adhere to, and if you apply too early, you could screw yourself. So it's just like a whole thing. So I told my husband, I said, hey, maybe we're gonna wait till March, because March is when my visa officially expires, but if you're in application limbo, you're okay to stay in the country. So I'm like, all right. The other thing is, the visa says it could take up to 6 months to have approved, unless we pay an extra £1,000 to get it approved after my biometrics appointment, which I'm just like, really? So you have the ability to process these applications faster, but because you want a little extra something, you're not going to process them faster. That makes me upset. It's super cold over here. There's condensation on everything. I've got mold growing on my wall. Happy to be back. I've also got like stress zits happening. I'm not having a good time. I'm not having a good time. And it's only been like less than a week since we got back. I'm not having a good time. I think I might export this vlog, since it's part 1 and it's done. I think I'll export it and get it uploaded for Monday, and I'll work on a thumbnail for it tomorrow, and I'll work on the part 2 tomorrow. But I think what I want to work on today is some bookmark designs. They will be like picnic blanket patterns, so like a gingham pattern, but I wanted to try them out. I wanted to try laminating on my new laminator, because I only laminated one A4 page and it kind of destroyed it. So that was a little bit like worrying, but then I ended up laminating some A5 sheets and that was okay. So I don't know, maybe it was just a fluke. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have a gingham pattern I think already somewhere in Inkscape, but I think I'll go and start doing that because yeah, this thing's happening in May, so we have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of designs to make, and we have to take things one day at a time, unfortunately. So let's get into it. I think I have a problem. Add that to the list of crap that I need to buy. I bought this laminator on eBay and it was used, obviously. It's very scuffed up. Came in a box for a different laminator. I think this one was, what, the Jupiter or something? Yeah, I got the Venus. But that's not the problem. The problem was this was stuck in it. And it's like, it smells like smoke. It's not smoking or anything, but I knew there was something trapped in there because I kept getting debris on all of my laminations. For example, this one came out a little bit wonky. I don't know if you can tell anymore. I ran it a couple more times. There it is. A little bit wonkiness. It came out kind of wrinkly, and also, I don't know if, yeah, it's this side. That's not the print. That's how it came out of the laminator. Luckily, I think after that gross thing came out, the print is actually fine. The lamination looks good. So, I think we're okay. I think we're over the hill now. This thing is quick. The next time I laminate something, I'll show you. Now, it is really fast. Surprisingly so. Oh, hold on. Make sure it's on the correct setting. So, put her in. This is real time. If it works quick. Away she goes. What was that, like 20 seconds? Not even 50, I don't know. Fast. Originally, I went in with watercolors to do these neon picnic characters. Well, I say characters, but I've only gotten the watermelon lolly one done. But that was the original plan, and as you'll see very quickly, that plan fell into pieces rather quickly because I just couldn't decide how I wanted this character to look. And while I love drawing and painting traditionally, and I'll probably still try and do the other characters in a traditional style before going in with them digitally, I don't know, something about, I think it also has to do with the kawaii style not being a style that I'm used to drawing in. And the reason I chose a more kawaii cute style for this launch is because really trying to rebrand myself this year. That is going to be a really big theme for myself, and changes will be coming. They will be coming. I don't really know what the timeline is for that, but it's coming, and it's coming soon because I just really need something different. Something has to give because I am working so hard and I'm not seeing the results that I want to see for myself. And I just feel like I need to change, if anything. So the other thing is, though, too, I usually work in watercolor pencils, and I decided that I was going to use my Arteza watercolor tubes. But as you'll see pretty quickly, I just end up going in digitally in Clip Studio Paint, and I thought that it ended up looking way better than I ever could have done it traditionally. So here we are with the time lapse, and originally I didn't really care for the color choices. I was color picking from my color palette and thought that was it and I'd call it a day. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this doesn't scream neon to me. So after doing a million adjustments, I finally got the result I was looking for. So I hope you like the new redesign for the watermelon lolly character. I like him. Still deciding if they should all have names though, so leave them in the comments. Good afternoon. It is Monday, January 13th, and the first of two vlogs from over the Christmas holiday will be up today. I wasn't sure how many parts there were going to be. I knew there was going to be at least two. I could have, looking back, I could have put them into one mega vlog, but I figured if I split them up into two, it would be a little bonus video at the end of the week for you guys. Plus, the part two was really quick to edit because it was just a couple of clips here and there of stuff that we did. I'm surprised I didn't put more in because I think it was maybe most of the whole last week we were there, we were doing stuff. I think I missed 2 bars that we ended up going to that I didn't put footage in for. But that was about it. I mean, there was a trivia night that we attended by accident. I think that was it. So yeah, I'm pretty sad. But there is a lot to do. So my editing is done for the day. So I'm out here chilling. It's been surprisingly quiet in the house. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying it's surprisingly quiet in the house, considering who's home. So I just came out here because I just wanted to chill. I wanted to read. There was a book I started in the airport that I want to finish before my loan is up, and it's called Impractical Magic. I'll put the cover up here. I found it really fun and interesting. Even though it's out of season for the cozy autumnal books, I still found it really interesting. So I do want to read a few more pages and stuff before I have to go to the gym because I need to go back to the gym. Why don't we talk about the gym super briefly? So last week I did go to the gym for a group session and it was for free. It was technically for free. Unless they bill me, but I died. I was so dead. I didn't get to warm up before the session and I was late. I was about a minute late getting there, which I was I wasn't actually embarrassed the entire time. But it just made me realize how out of shape I am cardio wise. It was just all very eye-opening. The personal trainer was a little bit concerned about my sleep. I told him that I sleep less than 5 to 6 hours a night. I'm not happy with the amount of sleep I get, and I want to get more. And I told him about the living situation, and he was pretty sympathetic to it. He's like, if you can, it will be more helpful to your training. He's like, just do what you can. Try and, relax and create a stress-free environment as best as you can. And I was like, okay. So then I was considering medication, and I asked friends on Facebook if they take anything, because I'm at the end of my rope, really, because I'm just exhausted. But I was surprised at myself last night because I took a bath with my husband. My husband and I always share a bath on Sunday nights. And I'm actually tired and I'm relaxed. And I think part of the reason why I wasn't as on edge as I normally was is because my brother-in-law wasn't home, so he wasn't blasting his TV. So I think that helped a lot. And I also took a sleeping pill that my mom gave us before we left. I also took a friend of mine sent me a video after she saw my post on Facebook about eating some peanut butter before bed. So I had a teaspoon of peanut butter, an entire banana, and a glass of milk, a smaller glass of milk. And I was actually tired, which is kind of insane because I slept in this entire weekend. I think we woke up at 11:45 both days because I've been so sleep deprived. I think the one day I got less than 5 hours. I got 4 hours and 45 minutes of sleep. I've been incredibly sleep deprived. And I haven't been napping or anything. I've just been planning everything for my neon picnic collection. Also, my thoughts are a little bit discombobulated because I'm just a little bit out of practice talking to the camera because of everything that went on. It actually doesn't feel like we even left. Everything's all set up out here. And here's something that I've been having a lot of fun with, even though it's only been a day. So I did buy an extra heater in here, which would have been more helpful last week because we had a huge cold snap. But it's attached to a smart plug. So what I end up doing is it's connected to an app. So when I'm sitting inside on my phone, I can tap on the app to turn the plug on and turn the heater on. And my husband's gripe, well, not really gripe, but my husband's concern was that he's worried somebody will come out here and move it, which I am too, because if you know anything about my in-laws is they don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. Like if something looks out of place to them, they have to move it so it doesn't look out of place to them. And that's just how it is. Oh my gosh, I think part of the reason why I was so tired yesterday was because I was worried the entire afternoon and evening that somebody was going to get mad at me for removing the bell off the dog's collar. I could not flip and stand it anymore. She was wearing 2 separate bells on her collar. She was wearing like a gold one that isn't as loud, and she was wearing a red one that it has like this higher pitched like jingle, and it was so like something about my hearing sensitivity was just turned up like to 100 yesterday. And like I couldn't, everything sounded so loud. We had our door closed, but I could hear everything, and it was just like, it was a lot. When the dog came into our room to say hi, I took the bell off and I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this, and if somebody asks, I'll give it to them. But I'm not, I can't do this anymore. And so I kind of like I'm trying to tell myself maybe this will be the year where I start putting my foot down more and start being more of what I call myself, the bitch-in-law. I have been so nice, and I don't ask for anything here. I didn't ask to come out here and make this my sewing studio. My husband kind of like pushed me to do it. He's like, you just need to go out there and use it because nobody's using it. And I was like, awesome. Okay, cool. If I have your blessing, that's all I need. Also, this heater is really good. This heater's like really nice. It's quiet. Obviously, you can't hear it. If you turn on the fireplace one, you can hear it. This is really quiet, and it's like, it warms up the entire room really, really well. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised. I was tapping it on and off because I was like, am I going to go out there today? Am I not going to go out there today? So I'm waiting for some fingerless gloves to keep my hands warm out here. But unless we get another cold snap, I won't have to worry too much about the cold. But I am glad this heater's out here, and then I can work it remotely unless somebody decides to come in here and mess with it, which I hope they don't. But anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say. Today I'm going to try to train my upper body. I am severely out of practice. I am a little bit scared. I'm going to take it easy on myself though, and knock my weight down, at least for, a week or two until I'm like, okay, I got it. I got this. So nothing too impressive today. I'm considering going back to my usual split of push and pull. So upper body push and upper body pull, just to get back on track, but I do need to somehow incorporate cardio into my workout. I only get an hour, and I typically use the entire hour. So I do a 5-minute warm up, and then I train, and then I try to do like a 10-minute cool down, and that often usually takes the entire hour, and that's with breaks in between my sets. I'm just gonna have to figure something out because I think I want to add HIIT into my workouts again, and I'm deciding where I want to put the HIIT. Do I put the HIIT at the beginning? If I get the HIIT out of the way in the beginning, then I might be okay, because I find that if I wait until the end to do my HIIT, I'm not doing it. Definitely not going to do it because I don't like cardio. I hate HIIT so much. I used to do it a lot though, and I told my trainer that. I said I used to do it a lot in my 20s, but I haven't really been doing HIIT very well. So I think that's what I need to do, is just eat the frog and do the HIIT at the beginning of the workouts. So I'm going to read this book and I'll tell you how it was. But yeah, for right now, I'm just chilling out here. It's quiet, it's cozy. And then we'll go to the gym in like an hour and a half, something like that. Good morning. I know I look quite different with makeup on. I just finished filming for my other channel, which is Knoel IRL, which I'll put in the description if you're interested in seeing like makeup, Irish lifestyle, that sort of thing. Expat stuff, citizenship, everything. But I just have to clean up the aftermath of that. But I also have to clean up the mold that grew on the wall while we were away. So I got the mold and mildew blaster. I'm going to start putting that on the top part of the wall here first, up above the bed. This wall, the paint on it, everything about this room sucks. I hate this room. I can't wait until we can move out and just say goodbye to this room. But I'm gonna go ahead and climb up top on the bed and clean what mold is starting to grow up there. So this is what we have been using to clean the mold. Yes, I still want to use my DIY mold spray, but I think I really need to get clove oil or something because I think that is the secret ingredient. I don't really like showing this part of our room because, well, you don't need to see it, but yeah, this is what we sleep next to every night. And it is gross. It is disgusting. I hate it. It is actually crazy how much starts appearing once you spray. Like, I didn't even see this patch here until I sprayed. Yeah, you gotta let this sit for a couple minutes. Unfortunately, this stuff is so, like, not really strong, but we spray it so often that it's peeling the paint off the wall. Like, this paint job, I can't really say much of anything because I have never painted a wall before, but I've never seen paint just chip off like that. So while that's working up there, I'm going to pop in my headphones and like kind of organize a little bit. The room's a little bit of a mess. I got the window open, I've got the door open, so we have like a cross breeze because it is bleach, so it's pretty strong. But I need to get some stuff done. Good afternoon. It is Saturday, January 18th, and decided to do some sewing because I hadn't done any sewing my entire week. Has just been editing video for like various vlogs. If you didn't know, I have another channel too where it's like my makeup channel, but I always end up only posting to it like once every year around this time because as the year goes on, I just get like a little bit less motivated to wear and use my makeup, but like that's just a whole other thing. That's like a whole other conversation to have on that channel. But I have been making my amethyst scrunchies. I really want to get these puppies done and up on the Etsy page. I forgot I had heart fabric that I need to do something with. I have to finish off any of like my cutesy wristlets that I have because I want them up on the Etsy page as well. I just want all of that stuff done and up because Neon Picnic is going to take up all of my brain power the next coming months. I have been coming up with a timeline from here until about mid-May, I think is what I'm shooting for. I am making patterns. I am making characters for the drop and everything. So there's a lot, but it'll keep me busy. It'll definitely keep me busy. I actually pulled out my graphic tablet last night to finish the watermelon lolly because I didn't like how it looked before. It wasn't screaming neon to me, so I played around with the colors and stuff. I did end up going with, if you were on any of my socials, I put a poll up asking what kind of eyes I should go with. And a lot of people said black, and I thought so too. But then when I was playing around with the iris, like the way to do the iris color, I decided on green and I made it a different shape as to what I ended up posting on my socials. There's a lot going on, but I'm excited about it. I was just talking to my friend. She's going to be coming over here in April, so there'll be about a week that I'm spending time with her. I don't know if I'm going to vlog any of it. I might because I've done that before on my other YouTube channel, which is it's called Noel's Hidey Hole. I know the name. I'm gonna think of maybe a new name for it, like Noel EGL or something. That's actually really good. I might actually change that. Like all that aside, I'm working on these scrunchies right now. The Amethyst Luxe size. They're going fabulously. I must admit, they're not giving me too much trouble. I am using all of my notions that I ended up buying because my older brother got me a Joann gift card for Christmas. I bought a whole bunch of notions off the Joann website, which in hindsight was probably silly because my older brother was like, we literally have a Joann like right down the road from our house. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. So besides, I think I used a coupon code too on the website too. So it doesn't really matter. In the end, I got my notions. So they've been really, really helpful. I think I finally figured out, not the secret, but the best way to actually sew these. Instead of leaving like a whole inch opening for me to hand sew, I'm leaving about a half an inch now. So that's been working out really well, at least for the smaller ones. The bigger ones, I do have a little bit of trouble pulling the entire scrunchie out through the hole, but it's not too bad. My only gripe is that I don't want me pulling to affect the chiffon, because I've noticed that, especially with the ruby scrunchies that I made, that pulling the chiffon too hard often makes the fabric like stretch and warp in a weird way, and it kind of sort of ruins the fabric. But then I was like, you know, it's not super noticeable and I think it's fine. So, and I have like no other boxes to put anything in, so they've been going in the rose quartz box for right now. Oh, and I still have to finish these cotton scrunchies too. So I have a lot to catch up on, but I think while I'm working on Neon Picnic, I'll also be just catching up on everything else. There is no deadline for the other things that I want in my shop, but Neon Picnic has sort of a deadline. May for sure is when I want to come out with it, and if not, June. But I'm really shooting for May, because like I feel like that's the prime time when the sun starts coming out and people are like doing things. Memorial days, well, at least for my family, it was a big picnic day. So like I'm shooting for May for sure. Maybe, I don't know, mid-May to end of May. I definitely want Neon Picnic to come out, because then it'll be the beginning of the summer, and like it's just a really fun colorful vibe. So yeah, that's what I'm working towards. I'm going to continue with these now because I don't think I'm going to get them all done, but my mother-in-law's vacuuming and I kind of want to stay out here. I went inside just to say hi to my husband and be like, what are you up to? And I heard the vacuum running. And I was like, oh, thank goodness I'm out here. But I went in there to say hi, and he was like, she's been vacuuming for like a half an hour already. And I'm like, well, she's home after working for the entire week, so it's the deep, deep clean. So yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. If anything changes, I will let you guys know. Good morning. It is Sunday, January 19th, and we're back out in the shed. I'm going to keep trucking on those amethyst scrunchies because the luxe size are all that I need to do. I think I have 12 left. Depending on how diligent I am, I might be able to get them done today, but I probably won't. I'm going to be really honest. They take about 20 minutes to make. If the fabric is already cut, they take about 20 minutes. So let's see, that's roughly 3 or 4 hours-ish if I just like do them back to back nonstop. And that is if I don't run into any problems. So potentially could get done today, but most likely they'll be finished tomorrow. But I'm excited about that because that means we can start working on the new fabric. I am really excited about that because it's just laying there staring me in the face. But the other thing though is too, I have that fabric for a potential Lolita dress. I don't know when I'll have time to be making that. I could take a dedicated day each week to just focus on sewing that and like the aspects of that project. But I know myself and I know what kind of person I am. I hyper focus on like certain tasks, and I know that I probably won't be able to bounce around different tasks. If I had the space and I had the room, I say as I am sitting in like a giant, it's not really a giant room, but if I had another table solely dedicated to just that project and I didn't have to worry about switching out thread and stuff, then I probably would. That might be on the back burner. I might like do little things here and there. Like for example, I might cut out the pattern pieces. I don't really know yet though. I will take a look at the fabric later and see which project I want to work on. To me, I feel like the scrunchies are probably the easiest to accomplish right now. And I'm realizing now that I don't have matching thread for some of these projects, which isn't a big deal. For a lot of people that I see sewing online, I see a lot of people using just one or the other, either black or white for their projects, but I like to be matchy-matchy. So potentially I do need to make a pound fabrics order because that's where I get my big cones from because they're the most affordable. There's probably others out there. If you know of any other places that have affordable serger cones, please let me know, because your girl's always trying to save money. So maybe I'll sit here while I drink my coffee and I'll look to see what Pound Fabrics has to offer, because I keep getting emails from them saying that they're having like sales and things. So I'm like, I also might just lay out my fabric one more time and make sure I'm 110% happy with my fabric choices, because like when I was redoing the watermelon sticker that I'll pop up here, I was like, you know what? I feel like, you know, the overarching theme of this collection is Neon Picnic, but I feel like my colors aren't neon enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I maybe I'm overthinking everything, but in my head I'm like, But like I said, I'm going to sit on Pound Fabrics here and look at some things. And okay, so I'm just looking over my color choices. And on camera, things seem fine. In real life, this is definitely a really super neon yellow. I think I ordered satin off of Minerva and Pound Fabrics, which is fine. This is an okay color match. It doesn't look like it on camera, but it actually kind of is. This one, this is more of a, like a more cool toned orange, whereas this is more of a, what I would consider a true orange. There is a little bit of a discrepancy between these two blues. This one is more leaning more like turquoisey, whereas this is more of like a cool blue. And then the pink is fine. I have no problems with my pink. And then with these, I like them. My only gripe is I feel like the orange is too dark. But I wanted to keep the gingham in the same like family. So for example, I think I bought these off of Minerva, and I didn't want to risk the quality to be too dissimilar, if that makes sense. Like if I were perchance to find the same fabric on Pound-A-Meter or Pound Fabrics or somewhere else, I didn't want the texture or something to be vastly different. I didn't want, you know, a discrepancy. I didn't want differences. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? But these are fine. These were the whole thing that, like, these were the catalyst for the whole collection. So I love these. I might, since navy isn't in my color palette, but it's like one of the ones available. I feel like I need to add some sort of a navy somewhere. So I don't really know, but I am on Minerva, and they have a much bigger assortment of, overlocking thread, and it's only $2.99 for 5,000 yards, which on Pound Fabrics it's $1.99 for 3,000 yards. So, and there's more colors, so your girl's probably gonna make an order. So I'm on Minerva here, and it just seems like I have the more golden yellows, unless I want to spend extra money. Like for example, I mean, except for this one up here. This stretch fabric comes in a fluorescent, but like it's a stretch fabric. Like none of these fabrics are stretch, not that there's anything wrong, but like I want to keep everything kind of consistent. You know what I'm saying? Then there's also this one down here that's really bright yellow, but that's like $8.99 a meter. And if I want to keep the costs down, I can't fathom spending more than what I already have. Okay, I think I'm just overthinking it, you know, because I'm a perfectionist at heart. And I'm like, listen, okay, just work with what we got, because we don't want to waste anything. And it's okay. It's okay. I do think I am going to probably buy that thread on Minerva. Just because I do need yellow, I need the lighter green, and I need the bright pink, and I definitely need orange. So those are the 4 colors that I definitely know I need. I'm not going to worry about the blue, because I have blue from the Sapphire Scrunchies. It'll work fine. But I think that's okay. I would have used the emerald green thread from the Emerald Scrunchies, but it's a bit too dark, and I'm like, I do want something that meshes a little bit better. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to see if there's anything else I want. If I'm buying something anyway, I might as well. Even though inside I'm screaming at myself because like I don't have the funds necessarily, but so I'm going to have a little peeky poo, and but then again, maybe I will just leave it at that. I don't know yet, but I might just have a little look-see just in case. I think I might just leave those in my cart for right now until I absolutely actually need those threads, because Minerva doesn't take very long to ship. I find that a lot of things don't take very long to ship over here, which is really, really nice and refreshing. But yeah, I've done a bit of dilly-dallying. I finished my coffee. I'm going to go ahead and start getting down to business. In my haste to complete the vlog footage, I forgot to actually show you guys what they look like. So on the top, the smaller scrunchie, that's our basic scrunchie. And the bottom, the fluffy one, is our luxe scrunchie. And I think they look amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's turn the camera around. Yeah, because the first thing you want to see in the morning is this mug. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And if you're feeling a little frisky, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And I will see you guys in next week's vlog. Bye!